I can do a bunt on when needed. Let me know and I'll bunt it.
Welcome to Repertory Company Theater's RCT360. I'm Deidre Sherm.
I'm Laura Alley.
And I'm Rachel Ratcliffe.
And ladies, this is episode 54 and it's May. And that means, I'm noticing we're all in our spring colors today, but yes, it's spring and it is time to say goodbye to winter and say hello to all the spring surprises that are coming up for us. And you know what? We have some spring surprises to share with you today.
It is back. Everyone's favorite outdoor event, Porchlight, Friday, May 7th at 8 o'clock. This one is going to feature songs from the 50s and 60s. This flashback performance features music made famous by names like Buddy Holly, Doris Day, Aretha Franklin, The Supremes, The Temptations, Elvis, just to name a few. Outdoor cafe table seating. Tickets are $20 a piece. Call the box office for tickets.
And how about, for something different, a new outdoor City Line night market with live music. As one of the largest makers markets in Texas, the Boho Market is bringing over 25 locally and ethically sourced vendors to City Line Richardson in a socially distanced fashion, of course. This pop-up open air market handpicks each vendor to ensure that there are unique items every month. So with local vintage, handicraft, and fair trade products available, everyone is certain to find something that they like. And to make things even better, Boho Market supports our own local companies and vendors. So step away from the mouse and the Amazon.com and go shop local at the City Line night markets. That's going to be Fridays, May 14th, June 10th, which is my birthday, and July 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. Go check it out.
Awesome. And speaking of supporting local, for those of you who are around here in Richardson, Texas, just down Renner Road in City Line, we've got Fish City Grill. And ladies, if you like a good enchilada, don't miss out on their specials with margaritas all day for Cinco de Mayo, which is May 5th for those of you who don't know that. But yes, let's take a look at that. Ladies, so much excitement going on. I am so excited, Laura, to hear that the Outdoor Porchlight series is coming back. What a fun series, 50s and 60s. My mom's a huge Elvis fan, so I mean, I bet she'll find a way to get there. So that's wonderful. Well, hey, happy spring. Spring has sprung. So much excitement in the air. And of course, when you've got excitement going on, I just want to get right over to Quarantine Confessionals. Rachel, take it away.
Thank you, Deidre, and welcome once again to another installment of Quarantine Confessions. Come closer, but not too close. Okay, friends. Now, I have used my Quarantine Confession pulpit over the last year to talk about two things that are near and dear to my heart. Number one, that most surprises are bad. And number two, that most things about spring are good. So, with the theme today being spring surprises, you can imagine that this brought a lot of conflicting emotions to me. And not surprisingly, as I reflected upon spring surprises, some of them are good and some maybe not so much. So on the good side, maybe a beautiful new bouquet of flowers, spring flowers from your sweetie. Or since it's like TV finale season, like a surprise musical guest on the finale of your favorite reality television show. That's always fun. Like if Sting shows up on American Idol, or, well, I don't know. Maybe Sting's already on American Idol. I can't quite keep track anymore. Anyway, what I'm saying here is there's a lot of good, but there's also some bad that comes with spring surprises. like all of the storms and the crazy hail like we had this past week, but perhaps no one thing stirs up my irrational fear and hatred of surprises like the combination of snakes and bluebonnets. That's right, friends. You heard me. I love in spring when everybody takes their kids out and they plop them in the bluebonnets and they take really cute family pictures. Everybody loves that. It's a Texas tradition. But unfortunately, about a year ago, I read an article that talked about all of the rattlesnakes in the hill country that like to hang out in bluebonnet fields, just waiting for you to put your meaty, chunky-legged toddler down in the flowers. And since then, I've had a completely irrational fear of rattlesnakes in bluebonnets, to the point that at my child's preschool, which is on a busy street in the middle of Dallas, they have a lot of wildflowers growing, and there is a little chunk of bluebonnets that are growing in parking spaces in front of the school. I don't know, maybe 6 inches, 8 inches tall. And so on Saturday, when we had left a little class that we had done there, my toddler goes over and plops himself down in the bluebonnets. And do I immediately think, oh, what a very cute, wonderful photo op this is? No, my immediate thought went to look for snakes. Now, needless to say, there were no rattlesnakes in the preschool parking lot that day, or probably any day. But you know what? At the end of the day, is it ever a bad idea to be careful? So friends, I implore you, before you sit down your beautiful children and family in the bluebonnets today, just do one more check for a rattlesnake for me. And that is my quarantine confession.
Rachel, that is not an irrational fear. I actually had a friend and that happened to them. So, hey, I am with you. I stand with you. Love the bluebonnets, state of Texas flower, but always careful before I set my children in them. So thank you so much for that. Well, now we're going to take a turn and head over to the In the Spotlight interview with Laura. And for those of you who remember Brian Belichick that we interviewed, that Laura interviewed way back many months ago, this awesome director, well, you know, Mother's Day is coming up. We got his mother, but she might have a connection to RCT that you might not know about. So let's take a look. Take it away, Laura.
My In the Spotlight interview today is very special to me. She is literally my other mother. Please welcome to the webcast the amazingly talented Miss Kitty Belichick. Hello.
You so sweet.
Thanks for being with us today.
Well, it's my joy. It's just my joy.
First of all, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm Kitty, and I'm mostly mama. I'll always be mama to all my girls and boys. And yeah, I'm an actor out here, mostly, except for last year.
Right.
But yeah, and I'm doing a lot of new things. We're doing some back to writing a little bit, which is really fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much. I'm a fabricator for other artists and for some celebrities. That's kind of fun too.
Nice.
Good stories there.
I bet. I can imagine that in LA that obviously there's been a big lockdown there. So how has your line of work or your lifestyle changed due to all the pandemic stuff?
Yeah, it went like a lot of people. It just went away overnight. I do commercials, which big surprise. Got my little start through Brian. And then when he had switched to film, I had to find my own group. And that came pretty naturally and was really fun. So when COVID hit, those sets were just shut down.
Yeah.
Until about February of this year. And they've opened up a little bit. But in the meantime, I had to earn a living. So I switched and found some work as a fabricator, which is somebody who does who creates what designers make. And you know, as you know, I had a lot of skills in needlework. Oh, please let me make 55 duck feet. It's an inside joke. Yeah, so I started doing needlework, making mostly knitting and crocheting and embroidery. I mentioned to a stylist on set years ago that I could do handwork, and he said, oh, not so good for commercials, but maybe film, and let me think about that. And then about 2 months later, I got a call from Levi Strauss, whose headquarters are here, and they said, we have your name and you do embroidery, could you send us some images? And I did, and they were doing a shoot with Snoop Dogg.
Nice.
So it was fun. I did a lot of embroidery on Levi jeans and jackets and for him, and then he wanted some personal things, so that was fun.
Nice.
And that's kind of how it started. They started sending my name around, so I've done some things for Beyonce, for her personal stylist. She wanted some bathing suits crocheted, and but I ended up just doing trims. Anyway, that's how it started. And that's been a nice thing for me. It's actually been really, really pretty lucrative.
And you've done some, I know we tried to get this interview, we were back in November, we tried to schedule it, but you were really busy. You had something going on with maybe some costuming for a television show? Or
it is. It'll come this year. It's for the show Goliath.
Okay.
With Billy Bob Thornton. The stylist, that was one of the connections. She called me and asked if I could knit and crochet some wardrobe. They have a character on episode 5, season 4, who is an elementary school teacher, and her character kind of, the stylist kind of developed this character, and her thing is that she knits and crochets her own clothing. And very quirky, very funny. That was such a fun project. So it was really good. Very hard though. Really. Right,
I imagine, because if she does all her own clothing, I imagine you had to do a lot of work.
I did, and they chose about 3 or 4 things from all of that, and it was just a quick turnaround. So I had arthritic fingers by the end.
I can imagine. And you also, you do sell a whole bunch of your works, correct?
I do.
Yes.
I do. Not so much my needlework, but I do have a little company called kbprints.com, and it's just watercolors and just original art that I've scanned, and found a wonderful little mom and pop printer here who do beautiful work for fine art, actually.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Fantastic. And something that the listeners might not know about you is that you are actually one of the 3 co-founders for RCT many, many, many years ago. I won't say how many years ago because it ages us both. What does RCT mean to you?
Oh, what a question. That's why I was starting with tears at the beginning of this. It's everything. It's so... I can hardly talk about it. It was an enormously important part of my life. And I got to express myself in a big way. I learned so much working with my dear friends, Deborah and Sharon, and with all those children, you being one of them. So many good things. And I learned so much. Musically speaking, got to work with that old Mike McLean, and just grew a lot. It's too important to me to even.
And you have written so many shows that actually we still produce at RCT. So like my own children have been in your shows that you originally wrote for our age group. And now my children and younger are performing in those shows. Little Red, Alice in Wonderland, Tom Sawyer, all those great shows have been produced many, many times. And so the cool part is that it all comes back to you, which is really great.
Well, that's very special for me to hear.
Well, what is, obviously you're very artistic, you're a playwright, you're a writer, you're a painter, you're a seamstress and all kinds of things. What is your favorite thing about working in the arts?
variety. I've always loved, I'm a very project-oriented person. I didn't really know I could do art until, you might remember this, Deborah might remember this. It was a summer show, and it was Hansel and Gretel, actually. And Cindy Joldersma was supposed to be doing the art, and she had to back out. And so Deborah said, "Do you think you could do this?" And I said, "Sure." So anyway, I enjoyed that so much that I started dabbling in that, and that's how I just became acquainted with, and well, just a lot of confidence from that. But I don't know. Art is actually a real focal point now, and I've just started writing. I did four books during COVID. Little books. They're all on Amazon. So I feel like the best thing about art's actually a blessing. My family, all of whom are artists in some form. We talked about how blessed it is to be an artist because you're freelance and you know how to adapt. You have to be flexible. And so when COVID hit for us, the lockdown, I missed the people more than anything. But other than that, I'm so used to changing and adjusting my schedule and my pocketbook and all kinds of ways that we needed to do. So the arts are so important. We get to speak our minds and hearts, and
put it on a page or on a screen or on a stage or on a print or in a thing we make with our hands.
Absolutely.
But you are definitely a Renaissance woman and someone who inspired me to do a lot of the things that I do now in my life, and very, very important to me growing up. So thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us today. Hopefully we didn't keep it too sentimental.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't go.
No, you're great. This is wonderful.
I can't not do that.
I know. Well, thank you so much, Miss Kitty, for being with us today, and we hope to see you real time soon.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you so much, Laura. And wow, what an interview. Kitty, you are amazing and creative, and that was just fascinating. And say hello to Beyonce for me. Well, now we get to the part of the show where Laura takes us and gives us a look a little bit behind the scenes. So Laura, take it away.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, a look behind the curtain at what we have going on here at RCT. Broadway's Best is history. Thank you all so much for supporting us during our fundraiser. I want to especially thank our auction team, Sharon Lipshe, Ruth Ellen Heaton, Patty Parker, and Gary Anderson for all of their hard work. Broadway's Best is such a joint effort here at RCT. It takes so many to put it together. The actors, the ushers, volunteers, and the crew. So many local businesses and merchants really supported our event. The show was great and the audiences were great. RCT made a great deal of money. Thank you so much for your support. And on to the next one. Back to you, Deidre.
Thank you, Laura. Yes, that was an awesome auction. And I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I wore my dog mom shirt because just in case you didn't know, I did win the dog package at the auction. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Your dogs will be very happy.
Oh, yes. And I'm excited, especially about RCT rep member Jared McRae, who we're getting an hour's worth of training for him. Our house is going to be amazing. So thank you again to all of you who participated in the auction, who gave and helped all the names that you listed, Laura. That's awesome. So what a fun time. Well, ladies, I'm looking at the clock, and apparently we are at the end of episode 54, and it's time to wrap it up.
That's right. And for those who are sad that Broadway's Best is behind us, and maybe you're still a little bit sore that you didn't win the dog package or the Now You're Cooking package that I seem to win in the auction as well. Well, you know what? You can soothe your soul with tickets to the next RCT Main Stage show, Camelot. Such a beautiful show. Tickets are online and available now. The show is going to run June 18th through the 27th. And this one, not surprisingly, is projected to sell out very quickly. So go ahead and get your tickets now.
Yeah, there's some huge talent in that show. I cannot wait to get my tickets for that. Also, don't forget our July and August shows, Big Fish and The Wizard of Oz coming up. I know DC is watching. I mean, if you don't have a Dorothy yet, somewhere over the river.
And your dogs will be trained, so there's a Toto.
Oh, yes, that is my
Energy.
Sorry, I was trying to belt one out like Rachel always does. It's not my thing. Not my thing. So please don't forget.
It is my thing though. Yeah.
Yes, it is definitely your thing. Especially with a pirate accent. When are we getting back to the Irish pirate? Somehow.
Oh, hashtag bring back Irish pirates. I'm down for this.
Well,
Yes.
Speaking of Irish pirates, our season tickets for our new 2021-2022 seasons are on sale now. And if you look in that season, you might see the Pirates of Penzance. So there you go. We'll throw some Irish pirate in for you in Pirates. Why not? I think there should be an Irish pirate, all in green, maybe with a green beard. We can make that happen. It's 9 shows for $225. That's an incredible deal. Call the box office to get your tickets now.
Best segue ever, Laura, by the way. And I'm just throwing it out there right now. If I am not cast as an Irish pirate king in Pirates of Penzance, heads will roll and people will be forced to jump off the plank. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
gonna have to keep that in my mind. I'm gonna have to keep that in my
All
mind.
right, I'm putting it out there like the secret in the universe. Sorry,
Also
Deidre.
something
Sorry, what were we saying?
also something to keep in our mind is that RCT360 will now broadcast twice a month beginning in May. This will allow us more time to go into the community and showcase everything we have to offer this summer. Deidre.
Yes. I mean, I am looking forward to summer. I don't know about you ladies, but I'm starting to put all the dates down out for the kids and for myself and all the things that we need to make sure that are on the calendar. What wonderful spring surprises. What a wonderful day to be together. And thank you to all of you who are watching. It's always a joy to know that you're here with us. And until we can get together again, I am.
You are.
We are.
RCT.
Did I play sports in
Did you just
college?
ask if Rachel played sports?
Like,
She did.
on opposite planet? No, I did not.
Whenever it's May, I think it's gonna be May. Justin Timberlake. It's gonna be May. Yeah, so it always says May for me.
I know.
How's mine, John? I worked on my camera today to make it
Oh,
turn.
it's great. You're nice and centered. You got shoulders. That's good.
Hopefully my masking tape will stay.
I was pulling my hair back because I was too lazy to shower. I was admiring my little.
The little witch hairs that stick up. I know, that break off and stick up. I'm like, why won't the hair dye stick to those?
No. But I think when I was looking at my City Line boho market, because I don't want to brag, but I read it in advance.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
I just
Basically, all of this is just an excuse for me to say that I read this in advance.
I know.
And
You gotta show off.
Fancy.
Deidre, you're still muted, but we enjoy your head time. She goes, oh, this is what she's saying. Guys, what? Can you hear me? You're like, look at me.
Alejandro!
Oh.
Bell, Tick. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Belichick. Something. And they were talking about the lawn guys this morning on Kiss FM when I was taking the girls to school, how the lawn guys can ruin a nap because they will they'll come at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and somebody was saying they would just put their baby down. And I was like, or when we do our show, the lawn guys
Exactly.
are like,
they just know. They know exactly when to come.
they do know.
And I wasn't sure I could make up the rest of that, but
Oh.
I
I
didn't
think
know
you
if
should make
it
it up.
Support.
supports
Local.
young monkeys with only one arm
Or really good at finger painting.
that are so good at being bohemian. I
Who's
was
doing your
really
printing?
digging that dog mom t-shirt.
Mhm.
I do too. Who's random
Was
mom?
that my kid screaming or yours?
I think that's
Oh
hers.
no, it's mine. It's mine. I was like, oh yeah,
That's the best
yeah,
part.
yeah.
That's the
It's
best
an
part.
Olivia day, so we're strong in
Perfect
screaming.
timing. Perfect timing. Rattlesnake elders.
Olivia Day.
Sorry, just thinking. Okay. Okay. Ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Bye.
Love you guys. Have a
Bye.
good
Love you guys.
weekend. Bye, everybody. Thank you, John.
Happy
Thank you, John.
Happy spring. It's gonna be May.